Got it.
Dude.
Such a control freak.
So angry spirits are born out of violent death, right?
Yeah?
But maybe it's not murder. This was 1981. Constance Welch, 24 years old, jumps off Sylvania Bridge, drowns in the river.
Say why she did it?
Yeah.
What?
An hour before they found her, she calls 911. Her 2 little kids are in the bathtub. She leaves them alone for a minute, and when she comes back, they aren't breathing. Both die. Our babies were gone, and Constance just couldn't bear it, said husband Joseph Welch.
That bridge look familiar to you? I think he's been here for a couple days at least.
Salt? Cat's eye shells? He was worried. Trying to keep something from coming in. What do you got here?
Centennial Highway victims? I don't get it. They're different men, different jobs, ages, ethnicities. There's always a connection, right? What do these guys have in common?
Stanley yelled at me today. That was one of the most frightening experiences of my life.
Dad figured it out.
What do you mean?
He found the same article we did. Constance Welch. She's a woman in white.
You sly dogs. All right, so if we're dealing with a woman in white, Dad would have found the corpse and destroyed it.
She might have another weakness.
No, Dad would want to make sure. He'd dig her up. Does it say where she's buried?
No, not that I can tell. If I were Dad, though, I'd go ask her husband. If he's still alive.
All right, why don't you see if you can find an address. I'm gonna get cleaned up.
Hey, Dean. What I said earlier about Mom and Dad, I'm sorry.
No chick flick moments.
All right. Jerk.
Bitch.
Hey, it's me. It's about 10:20 Saturday night.
Hey, man. I'm starving. I'm gonna grab a little something to eat at that diner down the street. You want anything?
No.
Framien's mine.
So, Blackwater Ridge doesn't get a lot of traffic. Local campers mostly. But still, this past April, 2 hikers went missing out there. They were never found.
Any before that?
Yeah. In 1982, 8 different people all vanished in the same year. Authorities said it was a grisly attack. And again in 1959, and again before that in 1936. Every 23 years. Just like clockwork. Okay, watch this. Here's the clincher. I downloaded that guy Tommy's video to the laptop.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Do it again.
That's 3 frames. It's a fraction of a second. Whatever that thing is, it can move.
Told you something weird was going on.
Yeah. I got one more thing. In 59, 1 camper survived the supposed grisly attack. Just a kid. Barely crawled out of the woods alive.
Is there a name?
Can I get you anything else?
Just the check, please.
You know, Sam, we are allowed to have fun once in a while. That's fun. Here, take a look at this. I think I got one. Lake Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Last week, Sophie Carlton, 18, walks into the lake, doesn't walk out. Authorities drag the water. Nothing. Sophie Carlton is the third Lake Manitowoc drowning this year. None of the other bodies were found either. They had a funeral 2 days ago.
Funeral?
Yeah, it's weird. They buried an empty coffin for closure or whatever.
Closure? What closure? People don't just disappear, Dean. Other people just stop looking for them.
Something you want to say to me?
Trail for Dad. It's getting colder every day.
Exactly. So what are we supposed to do?
I don't know. Something. Anything.
You know what? I'm sick of this attitude. You don't think I want to find Dad as much as you do?
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm the one that's been with him every single day for the past 2 years, while you've been off to college going to pep rallies. We will find Dad. But until then, we're going to kill everything bad between here and there. Okay?
All right, Lake Manitowoc. Hey, how far? So, there's the 3 drowning victims this year.
And before that?
Yeah, 6 more, spread out over the past 35 years. Those bodies were never recovered either. If there is something out there, it's picking up its pace.
So what, we got a lake monster on a bench?
This whole lake monster theory, it just bugs me.
Why?
Loch Ness, Lake Champlain, there are literally hundreds of eyewitness accounts, but here, almost nothing. Whatever it is out there, no one's living to talk about it.
Wait, Barr. Christopher Barr, where have I heard that name before?
Christopher Barr, the victim in May. Oh, Christopher Barr was Andrea's husband, Lucas's father. Apparently, he took Lucas out swimming. Lucas was on a floating wooden platform when Chris drowned, 2 hours before the kid got rescued. Maybe we have an eyewitness after all.
No wonder that kid was so freaked out. Watching one of your parents dies is something you just get over.
So, I think it's safe to say we can rule out Nessie.
What do you mean?
I just drove past the Carlton house. There was an ambulance there. Will Carlton is dead.
He drowned?
Yep, in the sink.
What the hell? So you're right, this isn't a creature. We're dealing with something else.
Yeah, but what?
I don't know. Water wraith, maybe? Some kind of demon? I mean, something that controls water. Water that comes from the same source.
The lake.
Yeah.
Which would explain why it's upping the body count. The lake is draining. It'll be dry in a few months. Whatever this thing is, whatever it wants, it's running out of time.
And if it can get through the pipes, it can get to anyone, almost anywhere. This is gonna happen again soon.
And we do know one other thing for sure. We know that this has got something to do with Bill Carlton.
Yeah, it took both his kids.
And I've been asking around. Lucas's dad, Chris, Bill Carlton's got some.
Let's go pay Mr. Carlton a visit. Yeah, there's not too many things that leave behind a sulfur residue.
Demonic possession.
That would explain how a mortal man would have the strength to open up an emergency hatch.
If the guy was possessed, it's possible.
Yeah, but this goes way beyond floating over a bed or barfing pea soup. I mean, it's one thing to possess a person, but to use them to take down an entire airplane?
You ever heard of something like this before?
Never.
So, every religion and every world culture has the concept of demons and demonic possession, right? I mean, Christian, Native American, Hindu, you name it.
Yeah, but none of them describe anything like this.
Well, that's not exactly true. You see, according to Japanese belief, certain demons are behind certain disasters, both natural and man-made. One causes earthquakes, another causes disease.
And this one causes plane crashes? All right, so what? We have a demon that's evolved with the times and found a way to ratchet up the body count?
Yeah. And you know, who knows how many planes it's brought down before this one. What?
I don't know, man. This isn't our normal gig. I mean, demons, they don't want anything, just death and destruction for its own sake. And this is big. And I wish Dad was here.
Yeah, me too.
Hello?
Dean, it's Jerry.
Oh, hey, Jerry.
My pilot friend. Chuck Lambert is dead.
Jerry, I'm sorry. What happened?
He and his buddy went up in a small twin about an hour ago. The plane went down.
Where'd this happen?
About 60 miles west of here near Nazareth.
I'll try to ignore the irony in that.
Sorry?
Nothing. Jerry, hang in there, all right? We'll catch up with you soon.
Another crash.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sulfur?
anybody know a good tailor?
Well, that's great. All right, so that's 2 plane crashes involving Chuck Lambert. This demon sounds like it was after him.
With all due respect to Chuck, if that's the case, that would be the good news.
What's the bad news?
Chuck's plane went down exactly 40 minutes into flight. And get this, so did Flight 2485.
40 minutes. What does that mean?
It's biblical numerology. You know, Noah's Ark, it rained for 40 days. The number means death.
I went back, and there have been 6 plane crashes over the last decade that all went down exactly 40 minutes in.
Any survivors?
No. Or not until now, at least. Not until Flight 2485 for some reason. On the cockpit voice recorder. Remember what the EVP said?
No survivors. It's going after all the survivors. Say Bloody Mary really is haunting this town. There's gonna be some sort of proof, right? A local woman who died nasty.
Yeah, but a legend this widespread, it's hard. I mean, there's like 50 versions of who she actually is. One story says she's a witch, another says she's a mutilated bride. There's a lot more.
All right, so what are we supposed to be looking for?
Well, every version's got a few things in common. It's always a woman named Mary, and she always dies right in front of a mirror. So we gotta search local newspapers, public records, as far back as they go. See if we can find a Mary who fits the bill.
Well, that sounds annoying.
No, it won't be so bad. As long as we...
Hey, what's going on?
I take it back. This will be very annoying.
Joey's tailor? Took advantage of me.
Why'd you let me fall asleep?
Because I'm an awesome brother.
To the guy for 12 years.
So what'd you dream about?
Lollipops and candy canes.
Then there was Stephanie.
Yeah, sure.
Cupping.
Did you find anything?
Oh, besides a whole new level of frustration? No. I looked at everything. A few local women, a Laura and a Catherine, committed suicide in front of a mirror. And a giant mirror fell on a guy named Dave, but, no Mary.
Maybe we just haven't found it yet.
I've also been searching for strange deaths in the area. You know, eyeball bleeding, that sort of thing. There's nothing. Whatever's happening here, maybe it just ain't Mary.
Hello. So, Gary Bryman was an 8-year-old boy. 2 years ago, he was killed in a hit and run. The car was described as a black Toyota Camry, but nobody got the plates or saw the driver.
Oh my God.
What?
Jill drove that car.
You need to get back to your friend Donna's house.
Wait. You're doing a nationwide search?
Yep. The NCIC, the FBI database. At this point, any Mary in the country who died in front of a mirror is good enough for me.
But if she's haunting the town, she should have died in the town.
I'm telling you, there's nothing local I've checked, so unless you got a better idea.
The way Mary's choosing her victims, it seems like there's a pattern.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
With Mr. Shoemaker and Jill's hit and run.
Both had secrets where people died.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of folklore about mirrors, that they reveal all your lies, all your secrets, that they're a true reflection of your soul, which is why it's bad luck to break them.
Right. Guess so maybe if you've got a secret, I mean like a really nasty one where someone died, then Mary sees it and punishes you for it.
Whether you're the one that summoned her or not.
Take a look at this.
Looks like the same handprint.
Her name was Mary Worthington. An unsolved murder in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
You're the one who suggested Ian Doyle be released.
I am.
And you're the
Very
only
close.
agent who has not requested reinstatement.
2204, that's just after 10.
Was a decision to
You
release
said time of death was about 10:30.
A young boy's life.
Our
was at
lawyers
stake.
hired
I
some
ran the
kind of
call
video
with
expert.
survival, and it
He
was
says the
one
tape's
punishment
authentic.
me for taking a risk, and
It
I
wasn't
encourage you to
tampered
do
with.
that. But do not put the rest of my team on trial for something that I suggested.
Calm down, Richard.
This is called.
Hey, Beck, can we take those beers now?
Oh, sure.
Hey, maybe some sandwiches too.
What do you think this is, Hooters?
I wish.
The United
What is
States
it?
government is
Check
not
this
in
out.
business of trading captives.
New York City, July 2010, referred to as the Spy Squad. Igor.
That's enough.
You can't just change the rules.
Or maybe it's just a camera flare.
That's not like any camera flare I've ever seen. You know, a lot of cultures believe that a photograph can catch a glimpse of the soul.
Right.
Remember that dog that was freaking out? Maybe you saw this thing. Maybe this is some kind of dark double of Zach's, something that looks like him but isn't him.
Like a doppelganger.
Yeah, that'd sure explain how he was two places at once.
Hey! Remember when I said this wasn't our kind of problem?
Yeah.
Definitely our kind of problem.
What'd you find out?
I just talked to the patrolman who was first on the scene. He heard this guy Alex's story. Apparently the dude was driving home from a business trip when his wife was attacked.
So he was two places at once.
Exactly. Then he sees himself in the house. Police think he's a nut job.
Two dark doubles attacking loved ones in exactly the same way.
Could be the same thing doing it, too.
Shapeshifter? Something that can make itself look like anyone?
Every culture in the world has its shapeshifter lore. The legends of creatures who can transform themselves into animals or other men.
Right, skinwalkers, werewolves.
We got two attacks within blocks of each other. I'm guessing we got a shapeshifter prowling in the neighborhood.
Let me ask you this. In all this shapeshifter lore, can any of them fly?
Not that I know of.
I picked up a trail here. Someone ran out of the back of this building, headed off this way.
Just like your friend's house.
Yeah, and just like at Zach's house, the trail suddenly ends. I mean, whatever it is, just disappeared.
Well, there's another way to go. Down.
I hate this.
Your half-cap double vanilla latte's getting cold over here, Francis. Bite me. So, anything?
I had him check the FBI's missing persons data bank. No John Doe's fitting that description. I even ran his plates for traffic violations.
Sam, I'm telling you, I don't think Dad wants to be found. Check this out. It's a news item out of Plains Courier, Ankeny, Iowa. It's only about 100 miles from here.
The mutilated body was found near the victim's car, parked on 9 Mile Road.
Keep reading.
Authorities are unable to provide a realistic description of the killer. The sole eyewitness, whose name has been withheld, is quoted as saying the attacker was invisible.
Could be something interesting.
There could be nothing at all. One freaked out witness who didn't see anything doesn't mean it's the invisible man.
But what if it is? Dad would check it out. Yeah, I think she's hot, too.
No, man, there's something in her eyes. And listen to this. She heard scratching on the roof, found the bloody body suspended upside down over the car.
Bloody body suspended. That sounds like...
Yeah, I know, the Hookman legend.
That's one of the most famous urban legends ever. You don't think that we're dealing with the Hookman?
Every urban legend has a source, a place where it all began.
Yeah, what about the phantom scratches and the tire punctures and the invisible killer?
Well, maybe the Hookman isn't a man at all. What if it's some kind of spirit?
Here you go. Arrest records going back to 1851.
Thanks. This is how you spent 4 good years of your life, huh?
Welcome to higher education. Hey, check this out. 1862, a preacher named Jacob Carnes was arrested for murder. Looks like he was so angry over the red light district in town that one night he killed 13 prostitutes. Right here. Some of the deceased were found in their beds, sheets soaked with blood, others suspended upside down from the limbs of trees as a warning against sins of the flesh.
Get this, the murder weapon? Looks like the preacher lost his hand in an accident. Had it replaced with a silver hook.
Look where all this happened.
9 Mile Road.
Same place where the frat boy was killed.
Nice job, Dr. Bankman. Let's check it out.
Hey, come here. Does that look familiar to you? It's the same symbol. Seems like it is the spirit of Jacob Carnes.
All right, well, let's find the dude's grave, salt and burn the bones, and put him down.
After execution, Jacob Carnes was laid to rest in Old North Cemetery in an unmarked grave.
Super.
Okay, so we know it's Jacob Carnes, but we still don't know where he'll manifest next or why.
1932, clergyman arrested for murder. 1967, seminarian held in hippie rampage.
There's a pattern here. In both cases, the suspect was a man of religion who openly preached against immorality and then found himself wanted for killings he claimed were the work of an invisible force. Killings carried out, get this, with a sharp instrument.
What's the connection to Lori?
A man of religion who openly preaches against immorality. Except, maybe this time, instead of saving the whole town, he's just trying to save his only daughter.
Reverend Sorensen. You think he's summoning the spirit?
Maybe. Or, you know how a poltergeist can haunt a person instead of a place?
Yeah, the spirit latches onto the Reverend's repressed emotions, feeds off them, yeah, okay.
Without the Reverend ever even knowing it.
Either way, you should keep an eye on Lori tonight.
What about you?
I'm gonna go see if I can find that unmarked grave. You okay?
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Hook man.
You saw him?
Damn right. Why didn't you torch the bones?
What are you talking about? I did. You sure it's the spirit of Jacob Carnes?
Sure as hell looked like him. And that's not all. I don't think the spirit is latching onto the Reverend.
Well, yeah, the guy wouldn't send the hook man after himself.
I think it's latching onto Lori. Last night she found out that her father is having an affair with a married woman.
So what?
So she's upset about it. She's upset about the immorality of it. She told me she was raised to believe if you do something wrong, you get punished.
Okay, so she's conflicted. And the spirit of Preacher Carnes is latching onto her repressed emotions, and maybe he's doing the punishing for her, huh?
Right. Rich comes on too strong. Taylor tries to make her into a party girl. Dad has an affair.
Remind me not to piss this girl off. I burned those bones. I buried them in salt. Why didn't that stop him?
You must have missed something.
No. I burned everything in that coffin.
Did you get the hook?
The hook?
It was the murder weapon, and in a way, it was part of him.
So like the bones, the hook is a source of his power.
So if we find the hook, we
Stop the hook man. Here's something to think. Logbook, Iowa State Penitentiary. Carnes, Jacob. Personal effects. Disposition thereof.
Does it mention the hook?
Maybe. Upon execution, all earthly items shall be remanded to the prisoner's house of worship, St. Barnabas Church.
Isn't that where Lori's father preaches?
Yeah.
Where Lori lives?
Maybe that's why the hook man's been haunting reverends and reverends' daughters for the past 200 years.
Yeah, but if the hook were at the church or Lori's house, don't you think someone might have seen it? I mean, a blood-stained, silver-handled hook?
Check the church records.
St. Barnabas, donations, 1862. Received silver-handled hook from State Penitentiary. Reforged. They melted it down. Made it into something else.
Looks like the place. Spiders. From Spider Boy?
Matt. Maybe.
That's two questions. Hey, so with that kid back there, how could you tell him to just ditch his family like that?
I know what the kid's going through.
How about telling him to respect his old man? How's that for advice?
Dean, come on. This isn't about his old man. You think I didn't respect that? That's what this is about.
Forget it, all right? Sorry I brought it up.
I respected him. But no matter what I did, it was never good enough.
So what are you saying? That Dad was disappointed in you?
Was. Is. Always has been.
Why would you think that?
Because I didn't want to bow hunt or hustle pool because I wanted to go to school and live my life, which in our whacked out family made me the freak.
You were kind of like the blonde chick in the Munsters.
Dean, you know what most dads are when their kids score a full ride? Proud. Most dads don't toss their kids out of the house.
I remember that fight. In fact, I seem to recall a few choice phrases coming out of your mouth.
You know, truth is, when we finally do find Dad, I don't know if he's even gonna want to see me.
Sam, Dad was never disappointed in you. Never. He was scared.
What are you talking about?
He's afraid of what could have happened to you if he wasn't around. But even when you two weren't talking, he used to swing by Stanford whenever he could. Keep an eye on you. Make sure you were safe.
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't he tell me any of that?
Well, it's a two-way street, dude. You could have picked up the phone. Come on, we're gonna be late for our appointment.
So, you two are students?
Yeah. Yeah. We're in your class. Anthro 101?
Oh, yeah.
So, what about the bones, Professor?
This is quite an interesting find you made. I'd say they're 170 years old, give or take. The time frame and the geography heavily suggest Native American.
Were there any tribes or reservations on that land?
Not according to the historical record. But the relocation of native peoples was quite common at that time.
Right. Well, are there any local legends? Oral histories about the area?
Well, you know, there's a Yuchi tribe in Sepulpa. It's about 60 miles from here. Someone out there might know the truth.
All right. We're students from the university.
No, you're not. You're lying.
Well, truth is...
You know who starts sentence with, truth is? Liars.
Have you heard of Oasis Plains? It's a housing development near the Atoka Valley.
I like him. He's not a liar. I know the area.
What can you tell us about the history there?
Why do you want to know?
Something bad is happening in Oasis Plains. We think it might have something to do with some old bones we found down there. Native American bones.
I'll tell you what my grandfather told me, what his grandfather told him. 200 years ago, a band of my ancestors lived in that valley. One day, American cavalry came to relocate them. They were resistant. Cavalry impatient. As my grandfather put it, on the night, the moon and the sun share the sky as equals. The cavalry first raided our village. They murdered, raped. The next day, the cavalry came again, and the next, and the next. And on the sixth night, the cavalry came one last time. And by the time the sun rose, every man, woman, and child still in the village was dead. They say on the sixth night, as the chief of the village lay dying, he whispered to the heavens, that no white man would ever tarnish this land again. Nature would rise up and protect the valley. And it would bring as many days of misery and death to the white man as the Calvary had brought upon his people.
Insects. Sounds like nature to me. 6 days.
And on the night of the 6th day, none would survive.
When did the gas company man die?
Let's see, we got here Tuesday, so Friday the 20th.
March 20th. That's the spring equinox.
The night the sun and the moon share the sky as equals.
So every year about this time, anybody in Oasis Plains is in danger. Larry built his neighborhood on cursed land.
And on the 6th night, that's tonight.
If we don't do something, Larry's family will be dead by sunrise.
I want to find Dad.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I want to apologize to him.
For what?
All the things I said to him. He's just doing the best he could.
Well, don't worry, we'll find him. And you'll apologize. And then within 5 minutes, you guys will beat each other's throats.
Yeah, probably. Let's hit the road.
Let's. All right, I've been cruising some websites. I think I found a few candidates for our next gig. Fishing trawler found off the coast of Cali. Its crew vanished. And I've got some cattle mutilations in West Texas. Hey, am I boring you with this hunting evil stuff?
No, I'm listening. Keep going.
And here, a Sacramento man shot himself in the head 3 times. Any of these things blowing up your skirt, pal?
Wait, I've seen this.
Seen what? What are you doing?
Dean, I know where we have to go next.
Where?
Back home. Back to Kansas.
Okay, random. Where'd that come from?
All right, this photo was taken in front of our old house, right? The house where Mom died?
Yeah,
And it didn't burn down, right? I mean, not completely. They rebuilt it, right?
I guess so, yeah. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, look, this is gonna sound crazy, but the people who live in our old house, I think they might be in danger.
Why would you think that?
Look, just, you gotta trust me on this, okay?
Okay, whoa, trust you?
Yeah.
Come on, man, that's weak. You gotta give me a little bit more than that.
I can't really explain it, is all.
Well, tough. I'm not going anywhere until you do.
I have these nightmares.
I've noticed.
And sometimes they come true.
Come again?
Look, Dean, I dreamt about Jessica's death for days before it happened.
Some people have weird dreams, man. I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
No, I dreamt about the blood dripping, her on the ceiling, the fire, everything, and I didn't do anything about it because I didn't believe it. And now I'm dreaming about that tree, about our house, and about some woman inside screaming for help. I mean, that's where it all started, man. This has to mean something, right?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know, Dean? This woman might be in danger. I mean, this might even be the thing that killed Mom and Jessica.
All right, just slow down, would you? I mean, first you tell me that you've got The Shining, and then you tell me that I've got to go back home. Especially
When what?
when I swore to myself that I would never go back there.
Dean, we have to check this out. Just to make sure.
I know we do.
You went to your pal's second cousin's house.
You gonna be all right,
the other
man?
day.
Let me get back to you on that.
Worry now.
That kind of job, what would we do?
I'm so bad.
What's the frequency, Kenna?
Have you ever been to Dan's second cousin's house?
Garrett?
We try to figure out what we were dealing with. We dig into the history of the house.
Exactly, except this time we already know what happened.
Yeah, but how much do we know? I mean, how much do you actually remember?
Because Dan's second cousin
About that night, you mean?
Yeah.
I had ever seen.
Not much.
Can
I remember the fire, the heat. Then I carried you out the front door.
You did?
Yeah, well, you never knew that?
Oh.
And, well, you know Dad's story as well as I do. Mom was on the ceiling. Whatever put her there was long gone by the time Dad found her.
And he never had a theory about what did it?
If he did, he kept it to himself. God knows we asked him enough times.
Okay. So if we're to figure out what's going on now, we have to figure out what happened back then. And see if it's the same thing.
Yeah. Talk to Dad's friends, neighbors, people who were there at the time.
Does this feel like just another job to you?
I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Wait, the kid and the llama are both named Cody? I thought he got the name of llama. And then there was a toddler drinking a 2-liter of cream soda wearing a onesie that said sex instructor, first lessons free. That's Cody Jr.
There was bird shit on the carpet inside.
This is John Winchester. This is an emergency. Call my son Dean. 866-907-3235.
Dad? I know I've left you messages before. I don't even know if you get them. But I'm with Sam. And we're in Lawrence.
They keep the windows open all
And there's something in our old house. I don't know if it's the thing that killed Mom or not. But I don't know what to do. So, whatever you're doing, if you could get here, please. I need your help, Dad.
Katie, my aunt and uncle sex like the
All right then. Don't you worry about a thing. Your wife is crazy about you.
You win.
Whew. Poor bastard. His woman is cold banging the gardener.
Why didn't you tell him?
People don't come here for the truth. They come for good news. Well, Sam and Dean, come on already. I ain't got all day. Well, let me look at you. Oh, you boys grew up handsome. And you were one goofy-looking kid, too. Sam. Oh, honey. I'm sorry about your girlfriend. And your father. He's missing?
How'd you know all that?
Well, you were just thinking it just now.
Where is he? Is he okay?
I don't know.
Don't know. You're supposed to be a psychic, right?
Boy, you see me sawing some bony tramp in half, you think I'm a magician? I may be able to read thoughts and sense energies in a room, but I can't just pull facts out of thin air. Sit, please. Boy, you put your foot on my coffee table, I'm gonna whack you with a spoon.
I didn't do anything.
Well, you were thinking about it.
Okay, so our dad. When did you first meet him?
He came for a reading a few days after the fire. I just told him what was really out there in the dark. I guess you could say I drew back the curtains for him.
What about the fire? Do you know about what killed our mom?
A little. Your daddy took me to your house. He was hoping I could sense the echoes, the fingerprints of this thing.
And could you?
I don't,
What was it?
I don't know. Oh, but it was evil. You think something's back in that house?
Definitely.
I don't understand.
What?
I haven't been back inside, but I've been keeping an eye on the place, and it's been quiet. No sudden deaths, no freak accidents. Why is it acting up now?
I don't know. But Dad going missing and Jessica dying and now this house all happening at once, it just feels like something's starting.
That's a comforting thought. So what is all this stuff anyway?
Angelica Root, Van All, Crossroad Dirt, a few other odds and ends.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do with it?
We're gonna put them inside the walls, in the north, south, east, west corners on each floor of the house.
We'll be punching holes in the drywall. Jenny's gonna love that.
She'll live.
And this will destroy the spirits?
It should. It should purify the house completely. We'll each take a floor, but we work fast. Once the spirits realize what we're up to, things are gonna get bad.
In California, last we heard from him, we just thought he comes to you for munitions. Maybe you've seen him in the last few weeks. Just call us if you hear anything. Thanks.
Caleb hasn't heard from him?
Nope. Neither has Jefferson or Pastor Jim. What about the Journal? Any leads in there?
Same last time I looked. Nothing I can make out. I love the guy, but I swear he writes like friggin' Yoda.
You know, maybe we should call the feds. File the missing persons.
We talked about this. Dad'd be pissed if we put the feds on his tail.
I don't care anymore. After all that happened back in Kansas, I mean, he should have been there, Dean. You said so yourself. You tried to call him and nothing.
I know. What the hell is my cell phone?
You know, he could be dead for all we know.
Don't say that. He's not dead. He's...
He's what? He's hiding? He's busy?
I don't believe it.
What?
It's a text message. It's coordinates.
You think Dad was texting us?
He's given us coordinates before.
The man can barely work a toaster, Dean.
Sam, this is good news. It means he's okay. Or alive at least.
Well, was there a number on the caller ID?
No, it said unknown.
Okay, well, where do the coordinates point?
That's the interesting part. Rockford, Illinois.
Okay, and that's interesting how?
I checked the local Rockford paper. Take a look at this. This cop, Walter Kelly, comes home from his shift, shoots his wife, then puts a gun in his mouth, blows his brains out. And earlier that night, Kelly and his partner responded to a call at the Roosevelt Asylum.
Okay, I'm not following. What does this have to do with us?
Dad earmarked the same asylum in the Journal. Let's see. Here. 7 unconfirmed sightings, 2 deaths, till last week at least. I think this is where he wants us to go.
This is a job. Dad wants us to work a job.
I mean, maybe we'll meet up with him. Maybe he's there.
Maybe he's not. I mean, he could be sitting us there by ourselves to hunt this thing.
Who cares? If he wants us there, it's good enough for me.
This doesn't strike you as weird? The texting? The coordinates?
Sam, Dad's telling us to go somewhere. We're going. I'm Nigel Tufnell. Good to Chicago Tribune. Mind if I ask you a couple of questions? Got your partner?
Yeah, I do. Just trying to have a beer here.
It's good. It won't take that long. I just want to hear the story in your words.
A week ago, my partner was sitting in that chair, and now he's dead. You gonna ambush me here?
Sorry, but I need to know what happened.
Hey, buddy, how about leaving the poor guy alone, huh? The man's an officer. Why don't you show a little respect?
You didn't have to do that.
Yeah, of course I did. My guy's a serious jerk. Let me buy you a beer, huh? 2?
Thanks.
Shoved me kind of hard in there, buddy boy.
I had to sell it, didn't I? It's method acting.
Huh?
Never mind.
What'd you find out from Gunderson?
So, Walter Kelly was a good cop. Out of his class, even keeled. He had a bright future ahead of him.
What about at home?
He and his wife had a few fights, like everybody, but it was mostly smooth sailing. They were even talking about having kids.
All right, so either Kelly had some deep-seated crazy waiting to bust out, or something else did it to him.
Right.
What Gunderson tell you about the asylum?
A lot.
Well, one time my mom was home. She was just on the phone, and when she got home, she would be on it for like an hour and a half. And I just lit the bed on fire in the back.
So apparently the cops chased the kids here.
And I was just like, it was
And
like
at the South Wing.
strike a match, watch the flame go up, hold it until it got
South
down
Wing,
to
huh?
reverse. Done it a million times.
Wait a
Drop it on
second.
the bed. 'Cause I was like 5. So
South
it's
Wing,
like,
South Wing.
Drop it on the bed. So they're the most flammable. Everything is so
1972,
polyester. They, like,
3 kids
spray
broke into the
extra
South
flammable
Wing. Only one
jets.
survived.
This is when they were
The
trying
way
to
he
get
tells it,
just
one of his friends went nuts and started lighting up the
possible.
place.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So whatever's
sure
going
the
on,
top layer
South
was
Wing seems like the heart of it.
Yeah, but
which
if
is
kids are
also
spelunking the
most
asylum, why aren't there a ton more
And
deaths?
so basically I started a fire and it got into a
Looks like the doors are usually chained.
Fire in the middle of the bed.
Could have been chained up for years.
There's a fire
Yeah,
in
to
the
keep
bed,
people
and
out.
I was like walked up to her
Or
and
to keep
she
something
waved.
in.
Oh my God.
Spirits can't appear during certain hours of the day.
Man, the freaks come out at night.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam, who do you think's a hotter psychic? Trisha Arquette, Jennifer Love Hewitt, or you?
And the 5-year-old me was like, and she's like, oh, out of here. And then so I went back and checked it, and that was a 3-foot ring. Are you serious? Yeah, and then that time I was like, Mom, and she's like, honey, I told you. And then I was like, it's on fire.
Electroshock, lobotomies, they did some twisted stuff to these people. Kind of like my man Jack, Cuckoo's Nest. So, what do you think? Ghosts are possessing people?
Maybe. Maybe it's more like Amityville or the Smurl haunting.
Spirits driving them insane. Kind of like my man Jack in The Shining.
Dean, when are we going to talk about it?
Talk about what?
About the fact that Dad's not here.
Let's see, never.
I'm being serious, man.
So am I, Sam. Look, he sent us here. He obviously wants us here. We'll just have to pick up the search later.
It doesn't matter what he wants.
See, that attitude right there? That is why I always get the extra cookie.
Dad could be in trouble. We should be looking for him. We deserve some answers, Dean. I mean, this is our family we're talking about.
I understand that, Sam, but he's given us an order.
So what? We gotta always follow Dad's orders?
Of course we do. Sanford Ellicott. You know what we gotta do? We gotta find out more about the South Wing. See if something happened here.
They rioted, attacked staff, attacked each other.
So what, the patients took over the asylum?
Apparently.
Any deaths?
Some patients, some staff. I guess it was pretty gory. Some of the bodies were never even recovered, including our chief of staff, Ellicott.
Wait, what do you mean never recovered?
Cops scoured every inch of the place, but I guess the patients must have stuffed the bodies somewhere hidden.
That's grim.
Yeah. So they transferred all the surviving patients and shut down the hospital for good.
All right, so to sum it up, we got a bunch of violent deaths and a bunch of unrecovered bodies.
Could mean a bunch of angry spirits.
No, good times. Let's check out the hospital tonight.
It's like some crazy Fairley Brothers
Hello.
party couple.
Sam, is that you?
Detective Sprinty.
Dad.
Sprinty. Sergeant Moonwalk trying to
Are you hurt? I'm fine.
How scary is that?
We've been looking for you everywhere. We didn't know where you were, if you were okay.
Sammy, I'm all right. What about you and Dean?
Well, we're fine. Dad, where are you?
Sorry, kid, I can't tell you that.
What? Why not?
Is that Dad? Look, I know this is hard for you to understand. You're gonna have to trust me on this.
You're after it, aren't you? The thing that killed Mom.
Yeah. It's a demon, Sam.
A demon? You know for sure?
A demon? What's he saying?
I do. Listen, Sammy, I also know what happened to your girlfriend. I'm so sorry. I would have done anything to protect you from that.
You know where it is?
Yeah, I think I'm finally closing in on it.
Let us help.
You can't. You can't be any part of it.
Why not?
Give me the phone.
Listen, Sammy, that's why I'm calling. You and your brother, you gotta stop looking for me. All right, now I need you to write down these names.
Names? What names, Dad? Talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Look, we don't have time for this. This is bigger than you think. They're everywhere. Even us talking right now, it's not safe.
No. All right? No way.
Give me the phone.
I've given you an order. Now you stop following me and you do your job. You understand me? Now take down these names.
Dad, it's me. Where are you? Yes, sir. Yeah, I got a pen. What are the names? We're not?
No, I'm going to California. Dad called from a payphone. The Sacramento area code.
Sam.
Dean, if this demon killed Mom and Jess and Dad's closing in, we gotta be there. We gotta help.
Dad doesn't want our help.
Well, I don't care.
He's given us an order.
I don't care. We don't always have to do what he says.
Sam, Dad is asking us to work jobs, to save lives. It's important.
All right, I understand. Believe me, I understand. But I'm talking 1 week here, man, to get answers. To get revenge.
All right, look, I know how you feel.
Do you? How old were you when Mom died? 4? Jess died 6 months ago. How the hell would you know how I feel?
Dad said it wasn't safe for any of us. I mean, he obviously knows something that we don't, so if he says to stay away, we stay away.
I don't understand the blind faith you have in the man. I mean, it's like you don't even question him.
Yeah, it's called being a good son. Whatever you want. Don't care what anybody thinks.
That's what you really think?
Yes, it is.
Oh, and this selfish bastard is going to California.
Come on, you're not serious.
I am serious.
It's the middle of the night. Hey, I'm taking off. I will leave your ass. You hear me?
That's what I want you to do.
Older cartoons.
The scarecrow climbed off its cross?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Burkittsville, Indiana, fun town.
It didn't kill the couple, did it?
No, I can't cope without you, you know.
So something must be animating it. A spirit.
No, it's more than a spirit. It's a god. A pagan god, anyway.
What makes you say that?
The annual cycle of its killings, and the fact that the victims are always a man and a woman, like some kind of fertility rite. And you should see the locals, the way they treated this couple, fattening them up like a Christmas turkey.
The last meal. Given to sacrificial victims.
Yeah, I'm thinking a ritual sacrifice to appease some pagan god.
So a god possesses the scarecrow.
The scarecrow takes its sacrifice, and for another year, the crops won't wilt, and disease won't spread.
You know which god you're dealing with?
No, not yet.
Well, you figure out what it is so you can figure out a way to kill it.
I know. I'm actually on my way to a local community college. I got an appointment with a professor. You know, since I don't have my trusty sidekick, Geek Boy, to do all the research.
You know, if you're hinting you need my help, just ask.
I'm not hitting anything. Actually, I want you to know. I mean, don't think
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes
I'm
back
sorry,
up
too.
to his boring life. Morpheus just offered him the red or blue pill.
Sam, you were right. You gotta do your own thing. You gotta live your own life.
You serious?
You've always known what you want, and you go after it.
They're like bed bugs.
Stand up to Dad.
Why would you not say? Oh,
You always have.
Room's gonna go inside.
Hell, I wish I.
Hey, it's still behind you.
Anyway,
Whoa, that's not. I'm not used to that.
I admire that about you.
Oh boy, let it go in.
I'm proud of you, Sammy.
Come on, give it a taste.
I don't even know what to say.
Say you'll take care of yourself.
As you can see,
I will.
don't join the Freemasons. Yeah, it feels like they're kind of.
Call me when you find Dad.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute,
Idea.
Dave. Sorry, we got bigger fish to fry right now. Fire's even oh, right. It's with fires. Just say you'll join. Join them, little man. Join the Masons.
Okay, I got a research question on pagan idolatry.
Oh, well, call it a hobby.
But you said you were interested in local lore?
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid Indiana isn't really known for its pagan worship.
Well, what if it was imported? You know, like the Pilgrims brought their religion over. Wasn't a lot of this area settled by immigrants? Like that town near here, Burkittsville. Where are their ancestors from?
Northern Europe, I believe, Scandinavia.
What can you tell me about those pagan gods?
Well, there are hundreds of Norse gods and goddesses.
I'm actually looking for one. Might live in an orchard.
Oh no, yours is totally different.
Woods god.
It's technically
Well,
hooked up to the
let's see.
So what, his ass is still on fire from his spanking machine? That's spank like that.
Wait. What's that one?
Oh, yeah, and bugs get out.
That's not a woods god per se.
The Vonner? Vonner were Norse gods of protection and prosperity, keeping the local settlements safe from harm. The villages built effigies of the Vonner in their fields. Other villages practiced human sacrifice, one male and one female. Kind of looks like a scarecrow, huh?
I suppose.
This particular Vonner, its energy sprung from a sacred tree.
Well, pagans believed all sorts of things were infused with magic.
So what would happen if the sacred tree was torched? You think it'd kill the god?
Son, these are just legends we're discussing.
Of course. Yeah, you're right. Listen, thank you very much.
Not gonna help.